Welcome to an episode of Tangentially Related, a podcast that's like a phone call with your best friend. I'm Lena, and I'm here with my bestie.
I'm Gina.
And we're gonna have just a little talk today. It is gonna be a little different than normal, just because I'm crazy. Is really what this is. So,
A talk, a rant, if you will. We'll see where the conversation goes. Yeah,
there'll be rants, regardless.
classic us.
We today are gonna just give everyone a little insight into our future plans because I need to start phrasing this as in this is actually happening, not like we want to. Like, no, we are
We're doing it.
going to start a media company. And most people are just like, okay, yay, another one. But there's differences.
Yes.
I swear. The main difference is that we really want this to be a worker-owned media company, which complicates things because I don't know if anyone who is listening to this is aware of worker-owned companies. You can't really have investors in any sort of way, so we're gonna have to figure out the money thing is really what this comes down to, but we'll figure that out later.
Right, yeah. And for two people who did not study business or finances
At all.
Yeah, that has sort of created an interesting struggle, but we are here to figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out. And we have done the media part of it for a very long time.
Yeah, right? It's like that I'm not worried about. We can do the media thing. We can produce, edit, shoot. We know people, wonderful people.
Mhm.
So I feel like those big important things
We got
are there.
it's just the fucking money
Right? The financial foundation is lacking.
is lacking because again with the whole like worker owned part of it, because I was like, I don't want to find investors because investors like to have a say, and I don't like that. So Gina, I would like you to pick if you would like to start with the fun parts of why we're doing this, or maybe the Debbie Downer parts of why this is probably a great time to try to start this.
I feel like the Debbie Downer parts are also going to have interesting moments that are fun, dare I say.
I mean, they'll have moments. Remember the ranting we were talking about 5 seconds ago? That'll
Yeah.
happen.
That's true. That's true.
While Gina's thinking about it, I'm presenting these two options because each option has two parts. The fun one is, and I'm just going to list the very high level topic, heated rivalry and Taylor Swift.
Yes.
I swear they're pertinent. And on the not so fun side, the USA hockey debacle that's currently happening after the Olympics and the ever-present Epstein nonsense, tying in also Weinstein and P. Diddy shit as well. So those are the two sections we're really gonna have tonight, and I'm making Gina pick which one we're doing first.
Honestly, let's do our not so fun just because it's here in front of us, it's relevant. Let's just dive in.
Okay, let's talk about the most, well, they're both timely. That's the annoying part about this is it's always just constantly a shit show
Oh my god.
in the entertainment industry.
Yes, and also just American history. Like,
Oh,
why
for
have we
real.
created such crazy history for our country? In the last, few weeks, months, we are constantly doing insane shit over here. I can't even imagine what it would be like to not be in the US and just to look at us from afar like, wow, that country's a mess.
A mess is nice, is the nice way of putting it.
Yes.
I would probably, at least, extreme shit show is the nicest thing that I would call it
Mhm.
right now. But not to continue, like, we're going to be on a little bit of a Debbie Downer for a little bit, but let's start with the somewhat smaller one of the current conversation of the debacle of the USA hockey team. First off, the men's team are idiots. Just full stop.
Literally.
Do you agree?
Oh my god, agree. And they have had chances to fix it. That's the thing.
And failed.
And failed. Like, okay, I hate to say that, laughing at the president's joke in the locker room was only one thing, but you could easily fix it, because I know a lot of people might say, okay, but they still should have, showed up for the women's team in that moment and still should have been there. Yes. I think I could have also just forgiven someone, though, had they been like, wow, that was really fucked up, and publicly shed light on the issue, gave the U.S. women's hockey team their flowers, and also not gone to the White House. I would also need that to know that someone is sincere.
You are a far nicer person than I am, because I don't understand in any capacity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into the nitty gritty as to like the political commentary and the societal blah blah blahs of this.
Yeah.
I want to talk about like why I think it's pertinent for what we're going to do. Because trust me, my poor roommate has had to hear me rant about this, and so has Gina, so much, because I'm just utterly disappointed. But this is a prime example of women being the best in their field
Yes.
and still getting looked down on. And I'm sick of it. These women have done better than the men's team as a whole organization. Like, statistically, you can't even fucking argue that. They've played at least half the time and have the same number of medals, which is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Have medaled, I believe, is it every year that women's hockey has been part of the Olympics?
That I don't know. I thought that was it, but I don't want to say for sure one way or the other. But they have the same number of medals as the men who have been playing for fucking ever. So I'm like, what
for
the fuck?
substantially longer. Yeah.
Come on. And there's like movies about it, and I'm like, oh my lord, this is beside
Oh, I
the point.
know. Yeah, so many people are like, but this was another miracle on ice moment. Okay, shut the fuck up. The women's team also won.
Also won.
And for a hot moment, I think we were very proud of both teams. And then that locker room shit happened.
Literally, a moment was all we had because then the locker room happened and the footage leaked, and we're all just like, thank you for showing us who you are, because heated rivalry made us all forget for a second. I do love the online trend of Scott Hunter's team would never.
Yes!
It's like, true.
I've seen stuff like that. I'm like, you are right. He would never.
He would never. But in this very moment, we as women and anybody who's disgusted with men, because I mean, there are some men that are also disgusted with the situation, and I will give those men props for doing the bare minimum of being upset. It's just another example. It is the Olympics. It's the goddamn Olympics. And they're still looked down on, deemed as inferior, as like, they won. This constant fighting to be at a table that we are never wanted at. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of done. Like, I don't want to fight to be at the Hollywood table at all, because it's not a good table to be at.
No, right? Having to fight for a seat at the table, there's so much struggle in just that feat. And then looking around at who you're rubbing elbows with, it makes you question, do I even want to be here? I remember seeing examples of this just through my own small film experience, through college and after that, wanting to be a part of more productions. And then it was a lot of men who were not very nice to the ladies on set, also acted like they hated their jobs and they knew everything and like it was just a terrible place to be, but at the same time we're not making room for anyone else to come in. God forbid you take their job. And there were moments where I questioned, why do I want to do this? Is this something that I want to be a part of? And do I want to be a part of media and filmmaking and all of those things? Yes. And I don't have to do it that way. Like, we do not have to do it the way that it has been done. And I feel you. I don't want to fight for my seat at the table. So damn it, we make our own table.
We're going to make our own table. Is really what it comes down to. And this actually dovetails quite nicely into the Epstein, Weinstein, P. Diddy of it all. And I realize most people would not probably associate all three of those evil men in one thing, but I'm lumping them together just for clarity in the conversation, because all of them exploit people. And unfortunately, the industry that is currently the entertainment industry is extremely horrible when it comes to the people involved. Unless you are at the top, you are expendable. You are seen as a number, not an artist. And it's disgusting, if I'm being honest. It's like, it's gross.
No, yeah, oh my gosh. To be a woman or a child in the presence of any of them, you're immediately placed in danger.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to be placed in danger and like live in that sort of like work environment to be able to be a creative or even in entertainment at all.
No, absolutely.
What are we doing? And why do we keep giving our money to these people?
And another current thing that I want to point out after the more recent release of the Epstein files, although I say that and we're probably going to continue to get more information.
It's like a stupid low percentage of the files have been released, and they're already horrible. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Seriously insane. I am so proud of Chapel Roan for leaving her talent agency.
Yes.
That was it Casey Wasserman was the head of, and his name had appeared in the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no, I have a duty to protect my team. You're
Yeah.
out. Like, we're done.
I saw that and was immediately impressed is one word, but like
Yeah.
encouraged was another to see like someone who is a very now a very respected artist. She has worked so hard to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So props for all of the hard work there, but to then turn around and be like, "No, I refuse to be associated with these people
Yeah.
who are exploiting human beings." Like the Epstein files are absolutely horrific. And if you
Mm-hmm.
don't think that that's tied up in the entertainment industry, you are deluding yourself.
Yeah.
Because it definitely is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I saw a TikTok recently, and it was mostly speaking to women. You have rights because of loud women.
Mm-hmm.
Because a loud ass woman said, you know what? No,
Yeah.
actually, we don't like that. And we have so many women in history to thank, and crazy that we're still having to do this. But Chapel Roan is now part of that story because she is a loud woman who said, no,
No.
you're going to be nice to me, to photographers that were just gross and annoying.
Yeah, for real.
And to even bigger people, executives, like for her just to stand on business. Yeah, I agree. It's encouraging.
Because of the horrific things that have been happening with exploitation and everything like that, it's just been an extra motivating factor, at least for me, to start building something that is not that. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Gina's on the same page as me, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Do we know exactly what it's going to look like? No.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many thoughts and ideas. I have mentioned on this podcast before about like business ideas keeping me up late at night, which is very, very true.
And I love that. That cracks me up. I like that you're the one that's like, what if we did this thing? And I'm like,
Did this thing.
okay, I like it.
Like reel it in though, because we also have to be realistic. Because I feel like I would like to end the episode on like our hopes and dreams. But I do also want to touch on the positive things that are happening that I think also are an indication that we need to move forward
Oh, absolutely.
and past the current entertainment industry that we find ourselves in.
Yes, we have these glimmers of hope
We do.
because of other wonderful people and creatives.
Yes.
I think, okay, I'll let you talk about probably the one that you're thinking of in a moment. But Taylor Swift, definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously, she is also a crazy billionaire.
She is a capitalist at heart. And while I do not agree with that part of her business, you cannot like her music. You cannot like the fact that she's a capitalist.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot argue with the fact that she has done so much for artists retaining the rights to their own work.
Yeah, she really took it into her own hands for her to be like, you know what, fine. I'm gonna re-record all of this shit. I'm gonna release Taylor's version, and then for the fan base to get behind her so loyally and to only listen to Taylor's versions on streaming platforms and things like that really has been so beautiful to see. There have been so many other artists that have also re-recorded their albums or even just like a single, like someone, I can't remember who it was, but there was an artist that had sort of like a one-hit wonder situation that I remember re-recorded that song so that they could own their own fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just a poor victim of a shitty record deal back in the day and made almost no money off of a very popular song that is still played today that they should be making money off of. So props to Taylor Swift for really maybe not being a pioneer. I don't know that she was the first. Maybe she was. But for at least propelling that movement.
Well, you know the origin story of her realizing she could re-record her own music, right?
Oh, I don't know how she learned that she could.
Kelly Clarkson suggested it when they were talking
Kelly.
once. And it was like, you can always just re-record. And then that was kind of like the initial like spark that like took Taylor down this path. My current understanding of the lore. I'm sure there's some Swiftie out there that will be like, no, that's not how it happened, and I apologize.
Feel free to fact check us, guys. It's okay.
Fact check us.
Yeah.
But I think that all artists should not be free from critique. I do not agree with Taylor Swift's billionaire status.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she is one of the better ones on this spectrum.
Right, I know she still does wonderful things, and that is so good.
She does wonderful things with a lot of money, and I do not begrudge her that. I just don't think billionaires should exist at all. Therefore, I don't make her an exception.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. But she has done so much for artists retaining their intellectual property and their rights to their own art.
Yes.
So I was going to comment, it was like, you don't remember what this artist is? Because now I want to know.
No, I don't. There was someone who did, like, who had a one hit wonder sort of thing, and I can't think of who it was. And I'll probably just wake up in the middle of the
And
night.
just be like, ha ha!
Yeah, just Eureka! Yeah, I'll have I'll have that moment of like, this was the song, or that's who it was. For some reason in my head, I'm thinking it was like a theme song. It was something very popular in the 90s or 2000s, and I can't remember what it
That's
was.
okay. I'm giving you a homework assignment on the podcast.
Wonderful.
You need to figure out what it is and then just like make a cute TikTok on our account being like, this is the song.
Oh, yes. Okay. If I do remember what it is, if this comes to me, I will post on our TikTok.
Okay, great. Because that way I will then learn as well. So that's
Hmm.
good because I want to know. Now there's going to be, I'm sure a Taylor Swift song is going to get stuck in my head this evening because they are so catchy. But as you alluded to, heated rivalry is another reason why I'm like,
Yes.
damn, we gotta keep moving on from this Hollywood shit.
Yeah.
Because Jacob Tierney, bless that man's heart, and I do not say that lightly. He is a queer man, so he is one of the ones that I'm like, he's fine.
Feels like more of an exception. Yeah, yeah.
But the fact that in interviews it has come out that he shopped heated rivalry around in the States. And there's so many like executives who were just like, oh, we want like this or this included. And he stuck to his guns and was like, no, I'm going to do this for less money so I can do it the way I want to do it.
Hmm.
And thank fuck that he did.
Yeah.
Because that show, oh my God, so good.
That's why we got such a wonderful end product.
Yeah.
It was an absolutely a wonderful, clear, and well communicated, I believe, vision.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone just busting their ass and just making quality art. What's funny that we might not view it that way right off in pop culture. People are like, oh, that sexy hockey thing. Yeah, it is beautifully done.
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning, both from like a visual perspective. I could talk for like hours on the sound design just itself, which is crazy when you think about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll have to rewatch and pay more attention to the sound design.
We could do that personally, where I will not begrudge our listeners not wanting to just have me talk about sound for the next 20 hours.
Right.
So good. Also, editing masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who specializes in post production, holy fuck.
Yeah.
So good. And their use of aspect ratios and storytelling, I'm just like, I'm nerding out a little bit. The long and short of it is, had Jacob Tierney not stuck to his guns, we would have gotten something watered down, not as good. And I don't think it would have had the impact that it does.
Yeah, if we didn't get his version ultimately, then whatever heated rivalry we would have gotten wouldn't have been as good. I think you really need to let the artists be artists and stop trying to over manufacture something, whether it's film, TV, music, because sometimes while these over manufactured things might end up fun or catchy, they're not going to be as truly authentic and beautiful as they could have been had you just trusted the artist to do their job.
And allowing the artist to do what they need to as an artist and not worrying about the money.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to monetize everything.
True.
I say, as we're trying to start a business.
No, right. Okay, so let's just, money aside, pie in the sky. What do you want? What do you want to do?
Oh, girl.
I know.
So many things. Well, like, okay, when you ask me what do I want to do, are we talking like projects I want to produce or the business I want to build? Because those are two different things.
We'll start with the business you want to build.
Business I want to build. I want to build, as weird as this sounds, more of a community slash matriarchal organization style where you have creative communities and they're all like interconnected and work with one another, but they are all distinct communities where you, if you have an issue, you have these fellow communities to support you, but you're also independent and can make the art that you need to make, both from a like systems and structural standpoint, but also a financial standpoint. So that and the organizational structure will be a Venn diagram opposed to a pyramid because Venn diagrams are better.
Yeah.
What about you?
I like the idea of less hierarchy, and although it's so funny to say when like you and I have both been like bosses and managers together, I think we have always been very good to the people that work for us, and in so many ways prioritizing their mental health, understanding needs for time off, work-life balance, all of the above. I really imagine sitting on the floor, hanging out with each other, brainstorming, okay, what are we gonna do next? And letting everyone contribute. Everybody throws their ideas out there. I am open to it. Everyone has good ideas, and no ideas are bad ideas. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Sure, put it on the whiteboard. Maybe we do it, maybe we don't. I like that kind of community base. But it's funny, you are definitely more our systems and processes person, so sometimes it's hard for me to imagine what the structure of the business things would look like. I like to fantasize more about what kind of stuff we're going to make and produce. That's sort of where I like to have fun.
That is also fair. And hey, dear listeners, I will be making more content to further explain the actual business structure and like my vision for it because as Gina said, I am the systems person and this keeps me up at night. So if I don't explain it outside of my head, it'll just stay in there and fester and explode, which would be good for nobody. So I'll dive down that rabbit hole and like push that content out
Yes.
because there's so many things. Just some tidbits I'm going to rapid fire before we switch to what we want to produce.
Mhm.
Just imagine 100% flexible working hours because guess what? We trust you to be adults. Crazy.
Right.
Fully funded maternity and paternity leave.
Amen.
I don't want to have kids, but other people want to, and that's great.
I would also like to provide childcare.
Childcare, yes, 100%. Technology needs would be 100% discussed, and you would use what makes the most sense to you opposed to being shoved into certain thing. There would still be systems in place, but that's fine. I hate it when you're just like, you have to use this program. Why? Why? I've worked both ways. And just like all of the little like systems and processes thing, that's my jam. I love it so much. It will be like, we'll build something and then we'll find out what works and what doesn't, and we will
Yeah.
make it better. Because this is something that's going to grow and change as we figure things out. Because that's what a business should do. A business that stagnates is one that dies.
Amen, sister.
But yes, expect more fun explainer stuff of what we want to do coming in because I love that sort of things. But as for stuff
Yes.
we want to make,
We want to do so many things.
so many things.
I like that already. We are kind of planning. Here's a little teaser. Some D&D related content. We've been talking about it
Yay!
before we even talked about doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And we are finally going to film something. So
So
I
excited.
want to do a little bit of that. Down the road, I really want to either create children's programming or have the license to help distribute like fun educational children's programming. I think that would be cool. I love documentaries. There's so many weird fun things. You also have this wonderful idea about including the viewers in what we make.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yes, yes, yes. Because I honestly get so irritated when you have these streamers that just cancel shows despite the fact that they have like huge followings, but they're just like, money. Not even, maybe not huge, but maybe like passionate followings,
Yeah.
which I feel is just as important. But yes, I would love to introduce, this is another systems thing, but a viewer voted programming situation where it's like we have these 10 shows that we are like, yep, we can produce these based on what our members, viewers, whatever they're going to be called, want us to produce. You'll vote for the 5 you want produced. And we'll use ranked choice voting for A, a real life example so people can start understanding what the fuck that is. And B, you never feel like you're throwing your vote away.
Yeah.
Which is great.
No, I love the idea of getting to read a concept and vote for it. Like, yes, I do want to see that movie, that show, whatever it is. Like, yeah, if we're making things for other people to watch, I want to know what they want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you told me about that idea, I was like, oh my God, yes, I actually love this.
Well, and that just leans a lot into the whole community aspect, which I think is going to be really important for our business model in general because we want to make art. And I do think that the artists that are making them are very important and they should own the creative. But you also don't make art in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Like your art is meant to be seen. And wouldn't it be helpful to know what people actually want to see and consume?
Right? Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for our next steps, how we do all this. So, hey, world, whoever is listening, like, join the conversation. I really do want this to be an active conversation in all of the places until Lena and I get this done, till we have our company and all of this stuff that we can hopefully share together. So stick around on the podcast. We'll give you updates as we keep going and doing things. And then check us out on TikTok. So our personal TikToks and of course our related TikTok. We'll be talking about all of the things. And if you know how to secure us money, please share the info because,
Or if you're a money person that just you're like,
yes,
yes, this sounds like my jam, honestly message us. I'm not kidding
for real.
because we need someone. We have the other side of things. We just need money people. And not necessarily people who have money, people just who know
People who
money.
know. Tell me about this money. This concept of money. Thank you for listening. Check us out. Wish us the best of luck, and we're bringing you along for the ride. We'll see you in the next one.